G'day guys, welcome to Ranking Up. I'm hoping I don't make either gameplay mistakes or recording mistakes for this one. I'm in the mood to actually just perform. So we'll see how that goes. My girlfriend would argue that that doesn't necessarily guarantee performance. It's of course a joke. I don't have a girlfriend. That's what I tell my wife anyway. Alright, I could just keep doing this all day. I don't have a wife either. Let's get down onto the ground. I saw somebody going a similar way to me, so I don't really want to go to that garage because that's the sort of obvious garage. Oh, there's a buggy just below me. This will be totally fine. Just pop in it. Don't see any immediate parachute people that I can totally just slay. Oh, nah, it's a truck. AKA the death trap. So we're going north, I guess. Oh, actually, I haven't been to Primorsk for ages. Maybe I should go down to Primorsk. Could I have flown there? Maybe I could have flown there, though. Alright, we'll go up to Zaki. I'll try and get to Primorsk sometime soon. Excuse me. I'm still angry about dying to that last guy. Such a mediocre play. Mediocre shot, mediocre positioning, mediocre everything. Ugh. Yuck. Right. Gotta get out of your mind. I used to have a volleyball coach back when I was tall for my age. Now I'm an average heighted man, but when I was tall for my age, I used to be pretty good at volleyball. And, I went to an interstate final, and our coach was really clear, saying it's okay to make a mistake. It's not okay to make a mistake while thinking about the last mistake. So when you make one, you just gotta put it out of your mind, get going, focus on the next one. I've always really liked that. I mean, it's not like revolutionary advice, but it's just the way he said it I really liked. The game that you didn't see, the 11th with one kill, that ended up putting me on 1640, which is pretty good. It was adding points of 26, I think. You can keep, 26 is the sort of, whoops, we're cool. Actually, I probably shouldn't start, sorry. Driving around like a madman, but I used to start at the top all the time. I've been thinking about starting at the bottom, but actually I think the top's just better. And also, if there's a car up here or not. Alright, this is fine, I imagine. Go spawn in, it is. Yeah, if you just keep sort of going up in chunks, that's the goal. It's probably a good goal to set to try and make your mean or your average increase at about 25 for these early bits. Because, like, honestly, you can achieve that just by healing in the blue, probably. Maybe not mean, but you can get close to it. And that way, I mean, even then, to get up, like, assuming that it's linear, to get up, which it's not, to get up 900 points would require 9 times, what, 4, if it's 25 a go. So it requires 36 games. It takes a long time to even just get around it. I like the later games more because it just feels like the stakes are higher. Like, I don't really mind how I go in these games, because there's no real cost to me if I do badly. It's not necessarily like, I don't feel like it's a massive achievement to get a win. I'm really just pushing, grinding, and it's grinding with no stakes is not great. I'll take the still sort of malleable as to which way to go here, in terms of my guns. I mean, I should probably try and use the Scar. Scar is my favorite gun. But if it doesn't have a barrel attachment and the ump does, then maybe the Scar gets relegated to secondary single shot use. It's difficult when you can use the Scar for a single shot use. Should you? You know, or should you, and therefore use the ump for full auto? Or should I, say, use the Scar for full auto and use the M16 for single shot use? Kind of hard to say. Although I have to tell you, I've been unimpressed by the M16 in any sort of range. I find that it just doesn't do it for me. It takes way too long to kill people. Nope. This, that, this. So the reason why I'm now outfitting the ump is because I want the gun that's on auto fire to have the best recoil control. If my long range gun doesn't have the best recoil control, well, whatever. I'm only firing it in single shot mode. The recoil is going to be manageable. But the ump is the one I'm going to be spraying, and so I need to be able to stay on top of it. This is a very good ump. Flash hidden, all the spots filled, extended quick draw. Might be actually fine to use this as my primary auto. Mind you, if I find a sniper rifle, I'm probably just ditching it and going with the Scar. There was 5, 5, 6 in there that I missed. Indeed there was. Meds are worse than I thought, actually. I was thinking that they were totally fine. 2 first aids and no no boosts is not fine, but I just found a bajillion things. Didn't have my ump set on auto, so that's terrible. I don't go down the bottom there just as an efficiency thing. I have more houses in this town than I can loot. Even if I stay here for ages through the blue, which, as you know, I do. So I basically want to just make my looting as efficient as possible. And the way I do that is by checking out what's on the roof up there, but not bothering to go into the house itself, which is usually a bit mediocre. Two grenades is good. Don't need any of that. So I could use the Scar and the 416, but I think if I still don't have a barrel attachment, then it kind of doesn't do it for me. Compared to just about the best, well, I think actually the best ump that you can outfit is what I've got on it now. So hard to walk away from it. But this building, that building, bottom warehouse, and then we go. Oh, really? I'm saying really because apparently you can't get over this corrugated fence on that side, which is a bit annoying. The Scar with the flash hider? No, the compensator. Compensator versus flash hider, I think I've talked about before. Compensator is better at the compensating. Flash hider does a bit of compensating and gets rid of the flash. The flash is actually super significant, so I tend to favor flash hiders just about all the time. Occasionally on like my main, if I've got an M416 or you know, an AK, or even sometimes a Scar as my primary, then yeah, okay, I'll put on a compensator and just sort of think I'll take advantage of the better weapon. But most of the time, and particularly with an the recoil is so easy to control anyway, or relatively easy to control, that you just don't need to. Like, if you got the choice, use a flash hider. It's not necessarily about the person that you're shooting at, although it's partially that, but it's just about people seeing you. You're lying in the grass and shooting. You'll definitely be happier when like, you're lying in the grass, you kill somebody at close range with your arm, you're not going to find yourself getting hailed with bullets nearly as often because nobody saw your flash. It's just a thing that is important. It's getting to the point where I'm bandaging too often here, so I'm going to use maybe a painkiller. Maybe I use a painkiller here, try and do the rest of the looting without using a first aid, and then use a first aid to kick off the driving and another painkiller. That way I'll save the energy drinks, which I'm happier having energy drinks at the end rather than painkillers because they take a lot less time to use. So I might as well use the painkillers here. Like, if I need to use two of them, I can just use two of them. And that's about as much time as a painkiller and more healing. So it's better to have that available in the late game when you might want to, or you might be pinned down and might need to immediately use something or whatever, as opposed to this sort of period where I'm just using whatever healing I want to at any stage. There's no sort of time pressure. Nothing doing, nothing doing, nothing doing, nothing doing. There's another bandage pack there. I don't really care, I think. I have 12 bandages left after this one, and I don't plan to use them as a serious source of healing once I leave to get into the white, so no hassles. Please first. Got a scar. Painkillers are good. First aid's good. But no barrel attachment for the scar. Yeah. Got the 4x, I got the 8x if that's going to be useful. Got a really good ump. It's probably a pretty good run, really. Definitely would, like, if this was offered to me before I came here, I'd take it for sure. The 4x and the weapon mod, like the 4x and having 2 good guns with weapon mods alone is worth it, coupled with pretty excellent healing. So that's all fine. I'll use a painkiller here so I can pick up this one. My plan didn't quite work because I took a bit longer than I thought. So I'm not going to be able to use 2 painkillers. Or I can, but it'll be inefficient. Seems like therefore I probably shouldn't. I'll just use an energy drink and top up. Or I could just not use anything. Actually, don't hate that as a plan. Maybe I don't use anything. And then, or like, I mean, I'll use a first aid, but I won't use a painkiller or an energy drink, and then I'll use a painkiller when I stop next. Yeah. So I think that's a buggy, right? Which is a bit of a shame. Okay, where are we going? Maybe we go over this bridge. Is that a buggy or a dosia? No, it's a buggy. Okay. This is one of the more dangerous drives in terms of flipping. But it's actually not so bad. Cutting across here is a little challenging, but it's not the end of the world. And then you can quite easily get onto this, the south bridge here. I don't think I need to go down there. I think I can just go straight ahead here. Getting flashbacks to last game. Fucking bad player. Alright. Is that giant tower always there? It's weird to my eyes. Doesn't matter. Into the sunset. I don't think I'm likely to see anyone for a long time, so fuel is okay. I considered stopping for that UAZ, but given the UAZ isn't faster and it isn't hard driving because it's just roads, I think probably not worth worrying about. Thought about like doing cheeky things like stopping at a house while I heal up next. I will stop here and here and switch to the UAZ because why not? Let's bandage first. And more painkiller. And first aid. Could always bandage again if I was worried about health. Okay, 23 seconds until the circle starts to come in. I really don't want to spend too much time outside of the circle for the next circle. This one's still not so bad, but the next one will start chunking my health quite a bit. Won't be like dangerous with the level of meds that I've got, but it'll be annoying. So I need to do that there. Actually, maybe I should just go along the road here. Pretty much just go. I'm thinking, like, should I go into the foresty hills where I've marked, or the road to the south of that? This is all foresty hills, all pretty good location. But that road just lets me go quite a long way into the white, which might be valuable. Let's see where the next white takes us, I guess. I don't know if I want to get in then heal here, or if I want to heal first. I think I want to heal first. Just get absolutely maxed on everything before going in. So let's painkiller here. I'll take a little bit more damage this way, certainly to the blue. But it means that when I actually, like, there might be people all along this edge, I don't really know. Right. And if I'm taking pot shots as I come through, I don't want to do any less on any less health than I am, or than I have to be. Imagine if I was sort of, you know, third health here, waiting to just get in and heal. Then I've got to find a spot to actually heal. Probably going to be taking shots, etc., etc. Just not super fun. This is a hectic white. I'm glad I still have a car. I think I might be able to hold. Well, you probably want to actually get in quite a long way. Oh, I'm out of fuel. Fuck my life. This was roughly where I wanted to come in anyway. Wouldn't have minded coming a bit closer. Could be bad guys to my right. I don't even want to get into a firefight with them. Bad guys to my left are more concerned about their own buildings. Bad guys in front of me are the scary ones. They are the scary ones. I want to get into this white. Guys out in the fields are not going to be that scary for me. I'm not too worried about them shooting up into the forest. That's not a big concern. That bush there next to the tree. Right here. Super hard to see me. Well protected from the main thing. Like, bushes next to trees are just golden, because not only do you have pretty good concealment from the bush, but you have excellent cover from one direction. It's like combining standing behind a tree, which is, you know, okay cover in the end game, and the bush, which is very good concealment the whole way through. And like, somebody's there and sees me, I just duck behind the tree. Gives me like perfect cover against one direction for 360 degrees if I ever need it. But yeah, this spot in the white I particularly like as well, because there's going to be a lot of people coming from this way, like up that way, because the circle was so janked. So I've avoided getting myself in the clusterfuck on the edge on that side. I've got a great view over these wheat fields. Oh fuck, that was close. I don't know what that sound is. Is it the crossbow? Whatever it is, it was pretty fucking close. There, that direction. It's firing too fast for us, the crossbow, surely. It's right in that direction. Maybe he's seeing stuff down there that I'm not seeing. Don't love how much of the wheat fields are visible. Like, I can only see wheat in this tiny little corner close to me. Means that anyone on the other side isn't going to see me if I run into the wheat fields, which I'm going to have to. That guy in this sort of direction. Oh, there's a guy just there. But he's not shooting, is he? Who's the shooter? Maybe it was that guy. Looks like a guy right there, doesn't it? But I can't tell if he's a corpse or not. And frankly, like with a 4 times and a scar, it's just unlikely I'm going to kill him. I have got 8 times, I guess. But... Oy. Yeah, I'm unlucky in how far this is janked. But that's just the game sometimes. I know there's that shunking guy here. Guy who I thought might have had a crossbow, but he also might have a fucking silenced big ass sniper rifle. Probably good to try and go through the trees for a bit. Oh, there is one guy. Guy's super close to me, behind me. Still had my scar on auto, which was bad. But, I mean, sometimes there's just a guy super close behind you. Right? Like, I don't think there was anything too bad there. I could have just kept running and ignored the guy there, but I'm still probably going to get shot behind. So, not the end of the world. 10th place. Actually got in the top 10, not just another 11th. Throw up my leaderboard. 1647. Which means that I got very few points for that 16th with 0 kills. That is interesting. They did say that they've messed around with the formula a bit, so I want to try and maintain it, see if I need to change my play to maximize stuff. I'll show you the spready, just for a bit, because I'm going to flick it back to my game so I don't forget. But yeah, so the 11th and 1 you guys missed, the 16 and 0. There's a big difference between this 11 and 1 and the 16 and 0, isn't there? Big difference in the ratings points. And then this 10th and 1. So we'll see if this is on the same level as this 11th and 1. You'd expect to get more points for game 15 than I did for game 13, but there's a lot of variability in terms of who you're playing with and that sort of stuff that might be messing with it. Alrighty guys, that's it. I'll call it GG and I'll see you in the next one. Catch you later.